folks, puffing here, another spell to end fascism, lighting the candle of magic with the light of truth, using the Joe Biden bowl again. Today is August 1st, 2021. Put down some racks from the previous spell. Let's set up. And so August 1st is International Friendship Day. It's also Jerry Garcia's birthday. So happy birthday, Jerry. Thanks for everything. Since this is a Joe Biden spell, I'll just sing along with us, please. Wave that flag, wave it wide and high. Summertime done, coming on. Does seem like they're getting close to arresting Trump, which is the most anti-fascist thing you can do. But, not close enough, because it hasn't happened yet. Just more people that you haven't really heard of before. But they keep arresting to try to, keep people satisfied. I feel like there's progress being made. Or maybe it's all supposed to be building some type of case. But my problem with that is it just seems like there's enough that everybody knows that this guy's done already, that they can go ahead and lock him up and then build the case, arresting other people have heard of, people haven't heard of, as they go. One thing I wish they would focus on is as far as the spread of the virus, the Trump virus. They should go ahead and focus on Trump and Putin and Zuckerberg and other presidents that Putin used Facebook to pick, who, intentionally spread the virus, like Bolsonaro and Modi. Focus on them for spreading the virus. I think they're pretty sure the virus came from bats, which is actually a cause of global warming, that viruses can transfer species like that didn't used to be able to. That's also Trump or Putin's fault, people like that. But Joe Biden and them's fault as well. There's been plenty of Democrats not doing enough to stop these bad industries. So it's time to get that done. It seems like we're making progress. Like watching the Olympics, you see all these commercials for Ford's electric vehicles, stuff like that. Progress, like, really late to the game. But then again, the way progress works and the way future technology and stuff works, you can make a lot of progress once you get started. Once you accept the future technology and make the most of it, instead of all this lobbying and corruption. It allows money to go back to oil companies and stuff. But we will eventually take care of all that. What's on my mind now for International Friendship Day, Jerry Garcia's birthday, is wanting to team up with China, make the full use of the most powerful countries in the world working together to fix the world's problems. The Trumpers like to call President Joe China Joe. I feel like take that as a badge of honor. Nixon helped negotiate with China, and for all the bad things Nixon did, in a way that's like a really good thing he did. I don't know that he necessarily did it on good terms or what, but I feel like he did something by opening up some type of relationship with China, and that's good. You gotta give somebody credit. They do good. Now, China Joe could really be China Joe. Team up with China, we can get a lot of good stuff done. There's no sense in acting like they're our enemy. Obviously, Russia was our enemy as far as picking Trump and telling Trump to turn the virus into Trump virus genocide. Russia was our enemy like all along, basically pulling Putin's puppet strings, telling Trump what to do all the time. And that'll come out. I mean, everybody will know that who doesn't currently know that. I don't know why it seems like so few people are acting like they know that's exactly what happened. When, it's exactly what happened. And, Facebook was a huge part of it. Like, Facebook wasn't taken advantage of. Facebook did that. And the whole thing needs to be seized. Zuckerberg needs to be arrested, like any, drug dealer or whatever, crime boss. Just seize his properties, including Facebook itself, and nationalize it. Let countries run it. That's how you can get all the different countries involved. Anyway, these are things that Joe Biden's gotten on the periphery of. He at least made some sort of criticism of Facebook. But, just take it. Like, it's past time to take it. But now that you have somebody who really could do it, just has the power to do it, just do it. I mean, that's what the people ultimately want, and even the only people like me seem to know how bad we need that, because I kind of see the future in that way. Once you do it, once you get all the internal files from Facebook, you'll see how bad we need it. Like, you'll understand. And it will be an easy case to make to the American people. So, and I'm sure some of you people know. But, that's the way it's going to go. So be part of that change. Start fighting against fascism so we don't have any of it anymore, anywhere. Because we're going to win that fight. And I've got a prophecy in my book, the Book of Judas, that comes from a prophecy that Jesus gave Judas 2,000 years ago, telling him basically how war and stuff are coming to an end. And this fits a pretty good time, the time frame that he gave 2,000 years ago when he talked to him about it, presumably the night before he was killed, and gave Judas this secret, and Judas wrote a non-suicide note that they managed to destroy every copy of by the year 200 AD, except for one they missed, which was found in the 1950s and finally translated and made public to the world in 2006. Then I had a revelation about it. I was writing my book, The Art of Betrayal by God, which had a little bit about Judas in it, because I did read it back in 2006. But I was writing that last year, 2020, and the next day after I published it, they discovered more Dead Sea Scrolls, or not Dead Sea Scrolls, but more scrolls from Jesus' time, which they had not in the Cave of Horrors. Actually, they might be Dead Sea Scrolls, but in the Cave of Horrors they found who knows how many more scrolls, and the last ones they had found were the Gospel of Judas 70 years ago. So the fact that they found some more, and that they found these, that the news came out the day after I published my book, seemed to me to be a strong indication that I needed to go ahead and say what needed to be said about Judas, because in all likelihood, hopefully, another copy of that book will be found. It's not missing the segments that the one we found is missing, that has all the details. So, I'm hoping that as more comes out, it will verify the interpretation or explanation I made of the Gospel of Judas, which you can read for free online. The Gospel of Judas isn't very long. His letter that he wrote, probably right after Jesus talked to him and had a secret conversation with him that only he would have known. So that's, a good document in itself that I highly encourage you to read. I just, went line by line through it in my book, the Book of Judas, to explain it, and to explain how it ends war. So I think I need to explain a little bit more of that, but it's kind of a magical thing that is just fated to happen, and yet it's something that the more of us understand and participate in making it happen, the easier and better the transition will be, surely, because we'll be preparing for it and making the world ready to not have war anymore. Like, what are we going to miss? Nothing. we're all going to love not having war anymore. Why have we held on to it for so long? Just these powers at work, these entrenched powers, fascism basically, but we're getting rid of it. That's what this spell is about, getting rid of fascism in Joe Biden. That's what's represented by the bowl, but really just getting rid of fascism in America, in ourselves, in the world, and using Joe Biden as a type of focus or vessel for doing the spell. Hopefully he'll do something. I mean, they're passing his infrastructure bill for one thing. That can be good. But I mean, he can do a lot that only he can do as the president. Set examples, make orders, say some things that, you can nationalize Facebook. Like, it's going to take presidential leadership to do stuff like that. So, hopefully that'll be one of the things in the near future. But there's a whole lot of stuff that can happen and should happen before that. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining in the spell. And I'll be trying again soon because I didn't make quite as much progress as I wanted to make, but it worked pretty good. So, and hopefully they can just make a revolutionary change, such as arresting Trump, that can kind of break the back of these fascist people still trying to spread the virus. And I guess the last thing I want to have to mention is with Trump trying to, rally people to refuse masks, even as the Delta variant is surging. It's just time to go ahead and call it what it is, a genocide. Get him, out of the ability to use the internet, which is, in jail. So that he doesn't continue to threaten people's lives, because that's what he's doing. Like, he's still killing people. 620,000 people so far wasn't enough, and he still hasn't paid off his debt to Putin, and he's still killing people. And so he's lying about it, and Facebook and some other outlets are helping him do it by making fake accounts to lie about stuff too, but these other outlets and stuff to amplify fake and real voices, is Trumpy governors and everybody doing the same thing. They all need to be arrested for genocide and terrorism. Like, it's not that hard. You can arrest other people for terrorism. Genocide is what they're doing, so it's time to call it what it is and stop it. So, I know people don't get arrested for genocide very often, but that's what they're doing, so it's time to call it what it is and stop them. So thanks for watching, and all this did make me want to make that point, because there's a lot of them. It's not just, the My Pillow Butt guy or various trolls or Tucker Carlson or Trump himself or Putin or Zuckerberg. There's a whole lot of other ones, but if you got those main ones right there, and some of the governors and even senators, congressators, even the justices that were appointed by Trump, it's all illegitimate. It's all a fraud. It's all Putin's work. It's all treason. So just undo it. It went so far against the Constitution, I don't think we have to worry about things like Supreme Court justice appointments for life. If you appointed a traitor, you just back out of stuff like that. It's common sense. So hopefully we'll get some of that ball rolling soon, and we'll see a dramatic shift in the direction against fascism. Again, thanks for watching, participating, sharing, commenting, and trying to end the fascism in yourself, realizing that homophobia, transphobia, sexism, racism, classism, all that stuff, nationalism, all that stuff is hallmarks of fascism, and you got to beware of it. Masculinity is a dangerous myth, is a Puffin quote that I'll probably have to write a book about, because it looks like it's sticking around if we're not wising up too fast. So anyway, check my other books, The Art of Betrayal by God, The Book of Judas. Check out Fox and My Band, FOXE, and my one rap, Regutrators, on YouTube, because that, I think, gets the message across that we need to stop these traitors, and terrorists, and fascists. And Joe Biden can do a lot to do that. So hopefully he'll get on it. Thanks, President Joe. Thanks, Americans. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, all good people and all good beings ending evil in the world.